Life is a video game and you are the one that's in control. Whether you realize it or not, everything in your life is a result, a manifestation of your own creation. And at times, actually most often, or many people think that this is completely untrue, it's a bunch of BS, and they feel like life just happens and they're completely powerless to change and control how their life has been so far. But this is only because you've been brainwashed and programmed to believe so. It's actually the complete opposite. You are the author, the sole author of your life. One of the quotes from Shakespeare is that all of life is a play and everybody in it is just actors. I'm paraphrasing, it's not quite that, but it's something along those lines. He's basically saying that in your life, you are the actor in the movie, you're the writer of the script, you're the producer, and you're all of the extras all at the same time. Everything in your life is a result of how you've thought, how you've acted and behaved up to this point. On a conscious or subconscious level, your external reality, the life that you live and how you see it today is a result of your own manifestation. Now, if you don't believe this, again, it's because you've been programmed into a victim mentality and you think it's all bull crap. I got no control. I didn't choose my parents. I didn't choose to grow up like this. I didn't choose, to be abused in all these circumstances. But the reality is when you awaken spiritually, your third eye opens, your pineal gland is activated, and you begin to see the truth of reality and how things are, you'll come to learn that indeed you did choose your parents, indeed you did choose your life, and that everything that you've experienced up to this point is a manifestation of your soul and what you chose before you incarnated into this lifetime. Now, there's a few elements of this. When you awaken to this fact, this power, this truth, you become absolutely unstoppable, and you understand that you are literally molding and shaping your reality going forward by the thoughts that you choose to think, how you choose to view things, and how you choose to act and behave and respond to different situations in your life. Everything in your life is moving forward and you're manifesting at every moment. So the good news is, here's the bad news. If you don't like it, it's because you've created it. But the good news of that is you've also created it. So if everything up to your point or life at this point you haven't liked, or what you're currently living is something that you didn't like or you don't like and you've created it, well, now you're waking up, and that's why you're watching this video. So going forward, you have the power to rewrite and recreate the life of your dreams, or shape and mold your reality based on how you choose to view it, how you choose to see it, what you want to be, do, and have in your life. So the hardest part about this is, one, overcoming the false belief that no, this is all bullcrap. Everything is just the way it is. I'm zero control and powerless over my reality. When you can embody through one of the most difficult things, which is overcoming our ego, and how that looks is being responsible for everything that you've created in your life, your current relationships, your current health, your current financial and professional situation. If you can be wholly responsible and say, okay, I'll play along with your stupid game, Pierce. I have created everything up to this point. If you can get yourself to that point and be wholly responsible for that and say, okay, I'll play along with your stupid game. I've created everything I want up to this point, even though it's nothing I wanted. You become unstoppable, because here's the key, here's the juice. Now that you're responsible and you said, holy crap, okay, I see how I really have created all of this and manifested everything in my life that I don't want. Well, guess what? Now you have the power to change it. But only when and only if, truly only if you become wholly responsible for how your life's been up to this point, will you gain that power. Because now you can say, oh my God, I'm broke. Well, whose doing is that? Yes, you grew up in undesirable circumstances. You didn't have the same opportunities and education as a lot of other people that grew around you. But now you're aware of it, and now you can take control of it and say, well, I always known that I'm smart enough and capable enough of doing this stuff. I've just had a lot of bad people around me tell me that this isn't the case, then I'm stupid, etc. And I chose to believe them. Well, now you can be wholly responsible for that experience and say, I choose to believe different now. I choose, and I truly know that I am smart and capable, and I've just been kind of beaten down and programmed with all these crappy beliefs that don't serve me. So now I'm gonna choose to believe something different and empower myself, and I can learn any skill I need to learn. I can meet and become an entirely different person. I've been socially awkward my whole life, and I'm responsible for that, but now I choose to not be socially awkward, and I'm gonna choose to master relationships, interactions, communications with people for business partnerships, romantic relationships, and I'm gonna become a different person. Now, is this process gonna be comfortable? Of course not, because it's supposed to be uncomfortable, because you're stepping into the unknown, a new version of yourself that you've never been. You're gonna be practicing skills and thinking differently than you've ever thought. You're gonna look stupid, you're gonna feel dumb. Why? Because you're supposed to, because you've never done any of this stuff before. So give yourself the grace, knowing that you're going to make mistakes and you're supposed to, but when you can see it as a game and begin to have fun with it and laugh at yourself, just like an infant learning to walk for the first time, they eventually learn how to walk. You're gonna learn how to become a master communicator, a master at attracting the opposite sex, a master at money management. You're gonna learn some skills that are gonna be valued by other people, that are gonna pay you a lot of money, and you're gonna create a life of freedom. But again, it starts with you becoming wholly responsible for everything you've created up to this lifetime. And now you have an opportunity to change the whole trajectory of your life by beginning to think differently, beginning to act differently, and put yourself out there. Life is a video game. It's a freaking video game. And your experience is how you've chosen to play it the whole time. Florence Scovel Shinn, one of the old school writers about personal development and spirituality, her book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. Go read it. It's saying some similar things, but this is a little bit different. I'm just kind of going from my own experience and knowledge. Very, very different. The Game of Life and How to Play It. It is a video game, everything. I have been a nerd and a gamer my whole life. Bunch of different video games, but there's a genre of video game out there, if you're not familiar, it's called RPG, role-playing game. In these role-playing games, you are a little character at level 1, level 0, and you have no skills, you're like dropped off in the middle of nowhere and you're naked. And the whole goal of these RPG games, these role-playing games, is you play a certain role, a fighter, a healer, a mage, a whatever, different skills and stuff, a thief, like, you know, an archer, whatever, right? But as you progress through the game, you gain different items, you level up, you gain different skills, your character becomes stronger, and you begin to dominate the game, and it becomes a lot of fun. That progression, the leveling up, gaining new equipment, all that stuff, that is dopamine, right? That is dopamine in the video game. Well, in real life, it's the same thing. You are the character you're choosing to play. What skills do you want to develop? How do you want to level up? What does leveling up look like? And when you begin to press and level up financially, I used to make $5,000 a month. Now I make $7,000 a month. Now I make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month. That's you leveling up. But what are the skills that you have to learn in order to level up and get to that level of proficiency so that you're earning that much because you're creating that much value for others? It's the same thing. One of the stats and the skills, and it's a real life skill as well, is charisma. That moxie, that confidence you have with other people. When you're a character in these RPG video games and you're talking to all these different characters, these NPCs, non-player characters, and you're going through, you're passing speech checks. You had that level of charisma to unlock a secret area or a different relationship that another character wouldn't have. It's the same thing with your people skills, your level of communication, your charisma. How will you develop that in order, again, so you're developing these different skills and leveling up your relationships, your interactions in your life. The Game of Life and How to Play It. Life is a video game. So what do you need to develop within yourself? And here's the thing, if you were playing a video game or you were watching a movie and you were watching that movie and you didn't like what you were seeing, or you're feeling bad for the character because they grew up in a bad part of town and got bullied their whole life and they were poor and they were eating, you know, top ramen and digging through dumpsters. That was somebody's story and we like it because they turned it around. What's the Will Smith movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, when he's with his son? That's you. And if you watch that movie, he's leveling himself up in his life. It's the same thing with you. You're no different. That's what these movies are about. They're based on true stories because there's millions, there's countless of stories of people leveling up and improving their lives. It's the same thing for you. Life is a video game. How do you choose to play it? If you want to level up your life, if you want to attract the love of your life, if you want to work for yourself and make a lot of money, how will you level up yourself as your character in your own video game, as the actor, producer, and writer in your own movie? It's all up to you, and it's all within your power. So get over it. Your life's been the way that it is, and whether you like it or not, you manifested it. So it is what it is. Kick and scream, you know, whatever. Do whatever you need to do and say, I hate it, blah, blah, blah. But once you get over that, at least like me, I got to a point and I said, okay, yes, it's all everyone else's fault, but here I am. So what now? So what now? What now for your life? What will you do? What's the story you want to write? How will you play your video game out through the rest of your years? It's all up to you. Visualize how you want your life to be and just take the first step as you begin to build momentum and open your awareness, your third eye. As you connect with your spirit guides, you begin to see more synchronicities and you wake up consciously. You'll become more aware of how the game of life is, and you'll become more aware of how to play it. Learn, research, study these things. It's the same thing all of these guys and girls have been saying throughout time. What's one of the most famous self-help books of all time? Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's that simple. What will you want your life to be like? What is a rich life for you? What will that look like? What will that feel like? How will you think about it? How will you visualize it? How will you become that person? That person in your own video game, in your own movie, in your story. You're writing the script, you have all the power, so quit making excuses and make it happen because you have all of the power. I'm here to help. Let me know if you have any questions. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Onward and upward we go. Our lives are becoming more and more the way we wish them to be every single day. Love you so much. Peace.